missiles have been fired at 12:34 and 12:39 this afternoon from North Korea's Yangdeok, Pyeongan-namdo province. They flew some 800 kilometers and reached an altitude of some 60 kilometers. Since their launch are from inland rather than in a coastal area, it's highly likely the weapons have been test-fired before, and today's launch is aimed at showing off the North's confidence in its missile capabilities and to test an increase in flight distance of pre-existing weapons. Now, just looking at the flight distance and maximum height, an expert said there is a possibility that today's test fire could be the modified version of the KN-23 missile that was fired on March 25th using transporter erector launchers. As you mentioned, some pundits say this is an escalation of tensions from North Korea. It held a scaled-down military parade last Thursday to mark the 73rd anniversary of its founding and followed that with the North's report of cruise missile tests, and now this, the firing of ballistic missiles, in which, unlike the cruise missiles, are a violation of United Nations sanctions. The latest missile launch is the fifth provocation by North Korea this year. The Blue House said President Moon Jae-in had been immediately notified of the recent North Korean launch. He's expected to be briefed in more detail after an emergency National Security Council meeting this afternoon. Meanwhile, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga called the launch an outrage and stated the missiles are presumed to have landed outside Japan's exclusive economic zone.
Well, Dami, obviously a developing situation, a complicated situation. What impact do you think this will have on efforts to revive the denuclearization talks? So the U.S. has called the launch destabilizing.
Right, so we'll have to wait and see on the results of the NSC meeting to see whether South Korea will strongly denounce the latest firings, as well as whether officials will reveal their assessment of the security situation on the Korean Peninsula. But the latest provocation further puts a dent in the high level of optimism of the South Korean government, which had argued the North had a strong willingness to denuclearize and that momentum for dialogue could be revived. We're also waiting to see how Washington will respond to the latest missile launch and whether the latest launch will serve as a tipping point in its policies directed toward North Korea. Back to you, Devin.
All right, our Kim Dami reporting there. Thank you for that, Dami.